Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video of Hogwarts Legacy. Damn guys, வேற லெவல்ல இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா போயிட்டு இருக்கு actually. Last time நம்ம இங்க தான் விட்டோம். இங்க வந்து ஒரு goblin ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிட்டு
How nice to see you, my young.
I think we are on the way to herbology class. Yes. Either they attend defense against dark arts class during the day. Okay.
I hope you were able to take care of everything I had asked you to do.
Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments.
Well done. Then you're ready to learn Expelliarmus. Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often be all you need to defeat the most powerful dark witches and wizards you might encounter. Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand. Good work. He's here if you wish to stay and practice.
Expelliarmus!
You seem to have the right skills, but keep practicing. Expelliarmus may save your life one day.
All right. Disarm பண்ணி விட்டுருவோமா இந்த ஸ்பெல். Awesome. Definitely யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்க போகுது. Alright, next எங்கே போகிறது? Alright, அதுக்கு முன்னாடி டங்கனை போய் மீட் பண்ணலாம். இதுதான் பிரச்சனை. கேட்போம் அவன்கிட்ட.
Spare a moment? I could use your help.
You wanted to speak with me?
I did. Hello, I'm Duncan Hobhouse. Pleasure to meet you. I've heard all about you, of course, confronting trolls and dragons.
I suppose it must seem that way. I'm not sure it's justified. It's often been a matter of circumstance.
I'm going to presume your reputation is in fact warranted, in which case you are precisely the person I need. You see, we were learning to repel boggarts in Professor Hecat's class, and, well, mine unfortunately took the shape of a puffskein.
Well, they seem innocent, but their tongues can be most disturbing.
Exactly. I wish more of our fellow students agreed with you. Regardless of how reasonable I believe my fear of puffskeins to be, I'm beginning to get a reputation as a coward. Some have even taken to calling me Puffskeen Dunkeen.
I'm sorry to hear that. Words can be cruel.
Thank you. Poppy keeps offering to help me in overcoming my fear, but I'm too afraid to take her up on it. Anyway, to make matters worse, I stupidly blurted out that I must be braver than people think, since I have been in the hidden herbology corridor.
The hidden herbology corridor?
Yes. Rumour has it that the herbology professor before Professor Garlic kept dangerous plants there. It's supposedly so overrun now that no one dares enter it anymore. I was hoping you could go there and bring back evidence that I could use to show that, well, I'd gone in. Say a bit of an exceptionally dangerous plant of some kind.
Very well. If I'm in the area, perhaps I shall take a look.
Grand. I'd very much appreciate it. Come and find me if you get the proof. I shall be forever in your debt.
எல்லா டேஞ்சரஸ் விஷயத்துக்கு நான் தான் போகணும்ல. ஜான் விக். நல்லா தான் இருக்குது ஹுட்டு போட்டால் கூட. கொஞ்ச நேரம் இப்படியே ஹுட்லேயே சுற்றுவோம்.
Hidden herbology corridor. Sounds intriguing.
What's that? Alright, fire done. அப்ஸ்கேல் பண்ண நான் இந்த வாட்டி நான் பண்ணவே இல்லை.
Revelio.
Alright, hi. கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோவாக போமா நீ.
Even if I knew how to get into the other common room.
Revelio.
ஓ இது எடுத்துட்டோம்ல. ஓ மை காட். ஓப்பன் ஓப்பனா.
Incendio.
Black clearly has no interest in him.
Can't wait till I'm old enough to apple.
Peeves was in a mood the other day. Tossed my quill right on.
வேற லெவல் இருக்கானா இந்த வேர்ல்டு. லவ்விங் திஸ் வேர்ல்டு.
These dry vines are one spark away from becoming kindling. This must be the entrance to the hidden herbology corridor. Devil's snare seems to thrive in darkness. Perhaps it doesn't care for light. Lumos. Incendio! Lumos! Incendio!
Alright, nice.
Lumos! Incendio! Lumos! Seems the devil's snare was protecting a chest of some kind. Incendio! Revelio! Incendio! Lumos! I imagine a piece of that enormous venomous tentacular would be enough for Duncan to prove his bravery. Incendio! Lumos! Incendio! Lumos!
நான் கூட ஏதோ சண்டை போடணும்னு நினச்சேன் அந்த பிளான்ட்டோட. பட் லக்கிலி சண்டை போட அவசியம் இல்லை, அவ்வளோ பெருசாக இருக்காது.
Revelio!
Have you found anything to, prove my bravery yet?
Hello, Duncan. I have the proof you wanted.
That's one leaf. Must have been a giant venomous tentacular. It's even more than I expected. I knew you were the one to ask. I appreciate you getting it for me.
Of course. I hope this helps you prove yourself.
This is sure to put an end to Puffskein Dunkin for good when I show everyone in the common room tonight. This'll show Everett how ridiculous that nickname was. Thank you again, and have a good day. I know I will. Thank you for all of your help. No more Puffskein Dunkin for me.
Alright, next stop is her biology class.
Wish someone would send me a letter.
she growing Punja's onion again?
Good morning, Professor Garlic.
How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here, you'll need these for today's class. A little treat for your auntie. Ah, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden. We do look forward to growing together. How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacula than the bouncing bulb. Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake root. Accio. Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears. Now, everyone, grip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug. Quickly, place your mandrake in the new pot and catch out the soil! The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone. Now, for our next task, we'll be planting dittany at our potting tables. You can all get...
I wonder if hippogriffs like mock grass.
Yes, Professor.
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm.
How kind of you. It seems you're already taking to herbology like a mandrake to fresh soil. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful. A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Let's see how to balance my star thistle arrangement. Niffler's
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's
Class. Well done! Once it can be harvested, your dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
Okay. யார் இது இவனா இல்லை this guy.
Hello. Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there. But your lead.
All right.
Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian. And he's good. Here we are. Home of the Chinese chomping cabbage. Go on, grab a few of those cabbages. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it, and they'll do the rest.
L1 and எங்க cabbages.
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the de-gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters. Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that'd have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but, well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
I suppose they could prove useful outside of the greenhouse. Nothing wrong with a bit of backup, even if it is from a cabbage.
It's chaos out there. Trolls in Hogsmeade and such. You can't be above throwing a cruciferous vegetable if necessary. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class. Take your time. I'll see you back in class.
Nope, நானும் கிளம்புறேன் அப்படியே. இங்க என்ன இருக்கு பண்றதுக்கு ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
Revelio.
And with that helpful reminder as to why we should always wear our dragonhide gloves, I shall end our lesson here. Terribly sorry, Mr. Clopton.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a bounteous subject. Tend to your garden, and it will tend to you. Huh. Well, I suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
Those mandrakes are really relishing their new pots. Only cost me my damned hearing.
Revelio.
I'm uncomfortable.
Whoa, secret passage, huh?
Revelio.
Nothing over here. Alright, strange.
When Howin said draw a thestral,
நைஸ், இது சீனாக இருக்கு பார்க்க. பிளாக்கே கொடுத்துடலாம். Alright, potion class it is.
Revelio.
If I had to pick a professor.
Levioso. Revelio.
Shouldn't there be auras or someone from the Ministry guarding the school after the incident in Hogsmeade?
Professor Black would never allow that.
It would make him look. I saw him all about it on Professor Sharp's desk. I bet he knows more than he's letting on about the Goblin Rebellion.
நம்ம இதுக்கு பின்னாடி ஸ்லோவாக போனால் எதுவும் ஸ்லோவாக தான் போயிட்டுருக்கு.
Revelio.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As fifth years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wigan Weld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Points for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin. Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients. Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous. I see most of you have not forgotten how to stir. Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing. and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time round.
My parents considered keeping me home from school this year after the rumors of...
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion.
Brilliant! You, my friend, have been presented with an extraordinary opportunity. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy with potions, if I do say so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on me for comfort. Ugh. But she can't be everywhere. Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an Edurus potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped. I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
I'll get you the Fwooper feather, as long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
I assure you he won't. Fwooper feathers aren't that valuable. Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Okay.
Your potion should not Your potion station's organized and free of clutter.
Here's the Fwooper feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you. This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get back to brewing your Edurus potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
Should you chop the diddly or crush it? Wrong answer could result in the unfortunate loss of your eyebrows.
And now we add the mallow sweet, and... That's odd. What's happening? Wait, it's not supposed to... Ah!
Get it!
Dragon Dog! What happened?
Well done, Gareth.
What now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
That'll be points from Gryffindor. Again. Mr. Weasley did not do this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
Oh my god, Matikito. Matikito.
I brewed an Edurus potion as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
I'm sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend.
Taking responsibility for one's actions does go a long way with me. I shall assume that you've learnt a lesson. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say you've done well. I confess I was skeptical given the advanced nature of this class and the fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're not a potions master quite yet. In addition to having a solid grasp of how to combine various ingredients, you should gain an understanding of the ingredients themselves. Pay particular attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are often essential to the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice brewing. You cannot leave a hot cauldron simply anywhere. That'll be all. I think each of us has had enough excitement for one day. Class is dismissed.
Ugh, my robes are going to reek from Gareth's inspiration for the rest of the term.
Alright, what's next? Main quest எதுவும் இல்ல போல.
Greetings, young Slytherin. Scrope knows about the old book you found for Professor Fig. Scrope can help you. And you can help Scrope get to the courtyard past the pendulum. If you don't know it, you'll see it easy enough. And don't tell anyone what you're up to. Especially...
Revelio. What are you doing out here?
Challenging you to a game of Summoner's Court. I think it's time you faced a real opponent, outside of Ronan's little lesson in charms class. Summoner's Court isn't just a game. It's a battle of skill. A test of a witch or wizard's mettle. What say?
I'm in. Let's do it.
Brilliant! Summoner's Court. The ever-changing game.
அவ்வளோதான் தோக்குற உனக்கு ஆசைனா லெட்ஸ் கோ.
That was one for the ages. Accio. Try to beat that. Missed the mark a bit on that one. Accio. All in the wrist.
இது என்ன போங்கா இருக்கு?
Accio.
I thought எனக்கு தான் பாயிண்ட் நினைச்சாங்க. Come on.
Lucky shot. Well done.
லக்கி ஷாட்டா? அது எவ்வளோ க்ளோஸாக வந்து நிற்குது பார்.
Bit of good luck, that's all.
Come now, Leander. There's no need for that.
Fine, you're good. Better than I am, at least. I'll let the others know you're good enough to keep playing.
The others?
I lost 7 matches in a row to Samantha Dale. The others who play Summoner's Court thought that if you couldn't beat me, you wouldn't be enough of a challenge.
Chin up, Leander. Keep practicing and you'll get better.
I suppose you're right. I'll let the others know that your metal's been tested, and that you passed.
நியூ quest ஏதோ வந்திருக்கு. என்னது ஸ்க்ரோப்பா? யார் இந்த ஸ்க்ரோப் தெரியலையாப்பா.
Revelio.
டாண்டேலியன் கீ எங்கேயோ சவுண்ட் கேட்டுச்சு. மேலேயோ? ஆமாம் கைஸ், மேலே தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
Revelio. Scrope? Who is Scrope? Revelio. Accio. Pumpkins. Ah, I think I know just the place.
அப்படியா? எனக்கு ஏதோ தெரியலையா அந்த மாதிரி பிளேஸு. ஓ எஸ், நான் பம்கின்ஸ் பார்த்துருக்கேங்க. ஆமாம்.
Revelio. Down to the water's edge. This had better not be a trick. Revelio.
எனக்கு ஏதோ ட்ரிக் மாதிரி தான் ஃபீல் ஆகுது. இங்கே வா சொல்லிட்டு எங்கெங்கேயோ கூப்பிட்டு போயிட்டுருக்கான் இவன்.
Thank you for coming all this way. The name's Scrope. Scrope serves the headmaster. Been in the Black family for years. Apologies for the abundance of notes. Scrope wanted to be sure you weren't followed.
What's this all about? Your notes mentioned the book I found in the restricted section.
Scrope can tell you more in exchange for your help, but no one, especially the headmaster, can know.
Happy to help, especially if you can shed light on the book.
Scrope is grateful. Scrope's late mistress, Apollonia Black, may she rest in peace, was a student at Hogwarts over 50 years ago. Before she died, she spoke with passion of pages ripped from a book. Scrope suspects she took them to her private grotto. She was delirious at the end, poor thing. Mistook belladonna for elderberries. Scrope tried to warn her.
I'm sorry to hear that. But how do you benefit if I find the pages?
Scrope believes that a treasured Black family ring is also in the grotto. Scrope wishes to give it to the headmaster. Apollonia forbade Scrope from entering the grotto long ago. Scrope continues to honour her wishes. Scrope would not dare ask a student for help, but when Scrope learned you were looking for those pages, Scrope thought you might also find the ring.
It seems this may help us both. I shall do it.
Scrope is relieved. Scrope hoped the young Slytherin would be willing to help. Take this toast to the grotto just down the coast. Place it on the pedestal there. Good luck. Scrope will wait right here for you. Best of luck finding your pages. And the ring.
Revelio.
Okay, let's go. Whoa. கொஞ்ச நேரம் வாயை வச்சுக்கிட்டு கம்முன்னு இரு. Oh my god, எத்தனை பேர் man.
Incendio. Levioso.
Damn.
Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
Oh my god.
Accio. Stupid one. Why would I need a piece of toast? I suppose that's where it goes.
Could it be? A visitor? Oh! Ah! Ooh! Ah! The name's Richard Jackdaw. I was a student, just like you, about a century ago. How in the world did you find this place?
A house elf named Scrope sent me. Said I might find a black family ring here.
Ah. Sorry to say, I sold the ring a long time ago. Poor Scrope. Still holds a candle for Apollonia, I reckon. Can't say I blame him. I stole all these treasures just to impress her. Alas, 'twas to no avail. I thought a secret map I pilfered from Peeves would pique her interest. But she simply rolled her eyes. What would I want with yellowed old pages torn from a book? Not my finest moment.
I'd like to have those pages if you don't mind.
They're not here. I thought if Apollonia wasn't interested in the map on the pages, perhaps it would lead to something that would intrigue her. So, I followed the map to what I can only describe as an enchanted cave of some kind. And you see what happened next? Here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you where to find the pages?
I suppose if that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you at the forest.
I'm sure the pages are still tucked in my waistcoat. If you don't mind the sight of a, well, my decapitated skeleton, they're yours for the taking.
A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now.
நம்மக்கிட்ட ப்ரூம் மட்டும் இருந்துச்சுன்னா ஈஸியாக இருந்திருக்கும் ட்ரவர்ஸ் எல்லாம்.
Hello, Scrope. Thanks to you, I was able to enter Apollonia's grotto. The toast was the key. I met a ghost there, Richard Jackdaw, who's agreed to lead me to the pages I've been looking for.
That boy was never good enough for Apollonia. Oh, what of the Black family ring?
I'm sorry to say that Jackdaw sold it long ago.
Sad news indeed. Scrope shall need to think of another way to impress the headmaster. Well, Scrope takes some consolation in knowing that the young Slytherin found what they needed.
I did. Thank you again, Scrope. You're a credit to House Elves.
Accio!
நான் கரெக்டாக உட்கார வைக்கணுமா இதை?
Incendio!
I should investigate.
அதுக்குள்ளே ஃபுல் ஆயிடுச்சுப்பா இந்த.
Revelio.
பெருசாக ஒன்றும் இல்லை. Merlin trial இங்க இருக்கு. Let's finish that and go.
Oh, here's a pleasant surprise.
என்னடா வருது இல்லை அது?
Merlin himself would be proud.
Nice. ஆல்ரைட், மேப்பில் பார்ப்போம் எங்கே இருக்குன்னு அது. Oh my god. Alright, இங்கே ஃபாஸ்ட் ட்ராவல் பண்ணிட்டு அங்கே போகலாம். வேறு ஆப்ஷன் இல்லை நம்மக்கிட்ட. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஹாக்ஸ்மீட் போயிட்டு ஏதாச்சும் செல் பண்ண முடியுதா பார்ப்போமா? சாரி, இது ஹாக்ஸ்மீட் இல்லை, இதுக்கு பேர் ஏதோ இருக்கு. Forgot.
Aren't you the student who ran all those
Hello, Mr. Semi.
What can I do for you?
What do you have for sale?
What can I help you with today? Hope to see you again sometime.
Alright, இப்போ போகலாம் நம்ம அங்கே. Oh my god, இவன் டேஞ்சரஸ் இருந்தா கூட இந்த ஜான் விக் போவான்டா. Hi guys.
You're a slippery little shrike. Oh, you're a little son that saved Treadwell. Is this? I want to stupefy.
I won't go down as easy.
Levioso. Accio.
No!
Levioso.
I'm scared of... No.
Revelio.
Here I am, as good as my word.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to see you. It took the cunning of a Slytherin to track down these pages.
Well said. Now where do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes open for a bird bath. When you find it, say intramuros. I think it's Latin. Or Greek. As you can imagine, I never paid much attention in school. Shall we?
Let's go.
Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for?
Indeed. A few landmarks, a stone bridge, a waterfall, and, if I recall, a lake. You'll see.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Surprising how much of this is, rather unfortunately, coming back to me. Yes. You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it. Simply stick to the path and keep a sharp eye out for that bird bath. Adieu. Is that Latin? Or Greek?
Incendio.
Oh my god.
anything now but keep going.
Incendio. Expelliarmus. Incendio.
Alright, I think we are here.
Wonderful. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word. Something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags. There it is, just as Jackdaw described. Intramuros.
Aren't you a little far from home?
Renrock knew you'd eventually lead us to whatever it is you're hiding.
அதானே பார்த்தேன்.
Ooh, this shouldn't take long.
எப்படி பீஸ்ஃபுல்லாக என்னால் போக முடியுது பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன். வந்துட்டாங்க.
No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me. I wonder how big this place is. I can shoot the symbol, but it doesn't stay lit for long. Impressive. That must be where all this leads. Someone didn't want casual visitors down here.
Spiders are here for sure.
I wonder if any of my spells will help me through this.
இங்க வந்துட்டாங்க.
I'm not gonna touch those.
Potato! Stupid one. Accio. Incendio.
அவ்வளோதானா?
Revelio. I wonder if I can move that platform somehow.
Whoa, 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 guys. Chill.
Stupefy. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Accio. Accio. Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this. Accio. Incendio. Potato. Stupefy. 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 Accio. Incendio. Another puzzle. If Jackdaw could solve this, so can I.
1, 2. Where's the third one? 3 இருக்கணும்ல. அதோ அங்க இருக்கு.
That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him. Whoa. It's a good thing Jackdaw didn't fall down there. Accio. I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Accio. Accio. Potato. Stupefy. Stupefy. Incendio.
Oh my god, definitely நம்மளுக்கு extra help தேவை.
Incendio.
அந்த பம்ப்கின் டெஃபினெட்லி ஹேண்டி வந்துச்சு. Not gonna lie. ஆமா, எங்க இருக்கோம் நம்ம ஆக்சுவலி?
There it is. The bridge, it's almost complete.
Oh my god.
These can't be what beheaded Richard Jackdaw. Accio, incendio.
Hey, எத்தனை spiders bro? Whoa.
Incendio. Feral monster. I can only imagine how these spiders have multiplied since Jackdaw came this way.
Alright, இன்னொரு puzzle.
A headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this.
One.
I need to look around for the symbol.
3.
Must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains and those pages.
And சில guardians-o பார்க்கறாங்க.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Thank you for keeping these pages safe all these years. Here it is, the map that brought your doom, Jackdaw. Is there something beyond this room?
I think so.
Incendio. Leviosa. Protego. Stupid one. Expelliarmus. Stupid one. Expelliarmus with so many roots. Leviosa. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Leviosa. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Protego. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus!
Oh, finally.
What? That's unnerving. What's happening? I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. Where am I? Oh no, the room's starting to flood. How am I being protected? What sort of magic is this? I can only hope this magic protects me until I'm able to make my way out of here. What is this place?
Can it be?
It's you.
Has someone finally found our map chamber?
I recognize you from the Pensives. You're Professor Rackham.
I am indeed. I must confess that I am surprised to see someone so young standing before me.
I'm the same age that you and Isadora Morganach were when you started at Hogwarts.
You've paid attention, and might I presume you share our ability?
To see traces of ancient magic? Yes, sir, I do.
As you have likely realized by now, our ability gives us a unique relationship with all forms of magic. We can access expressions of magic that few others can. Opportunities will arise that allow you to sharpen this rare talent. Do not squander them.
I won't, Professor. Thank you.
We have much to discuss. But first, a map found in a certain book led you here. Place the book on the pedestal.
I don't have the book with me, sir.
That is unfortunate. I'm afraid we must pause our conversation until you return with the book.
Very well. I'll retrieve the book right away.
Good. We shall speak again once the book is in place.
ஓ 11 பாயிண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு நம்மளுக்கு. வாவ். டெஃபினெட்லி இது ரெண்டு தேவை. For sure, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. Basic cast. Oh, for sure. Okay.
I found the pages and the map chamber. Why would I need the book?
அதுதான் தெரியலையே, புக் எடுத்துகிட்டு வரலாம், அப்போ தான் புரியும். புக் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு
Back at Hogwarts. I wonder if Professor Fig will be back. I did promise him I wouldn't neglect my studies while he was away. Suppose I have enough to distract myself with till he returns with the book.
இப்போதைக்கு நம்மக்கிட்ட நிறைய ஸ்பெல்ஸ் இல்லை, ஸோ இதை வச்சு தான் நம்ம மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும். Actually nice look, loving this. Wow, finally, flying classes.
You need to learn the pulso, the banishing charm. Useful for pushing objects or adversaries away. Complete
Revelio.
And meet me in my classroom.
Revelio.
Nope, nothing here. Oh, hi. போயிட்டா, எங்கேயோ போயிட்டா.
Revelio.
லாக் தானே இது? ஆமாம். லாக்ஸ்லாம் ஓப்பன் பண்ண கற்றுக்க இன்னும் டைம் இருக்கு, ஐ திங்க் ஸோ.
Lumos.
Alright, where is this now?
Revelio.
Oh my god, லாக் தேவையா இதுக்கு?
Revelio.
Finally, flying lessons, guys. Let's go.
Everybody grab a broom and we shall get started. Mr. Clopton, your attention, please.
Sorry, Madam Kagawa.
Everyone, please welcome a new student to our flying class.
Hello.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely, as broom flight is, first and foremost, a means of transportation. This, I fear, some of you have forgotten. Diving, rolling, and loop-the-loops will not be taught or in fact tolerated in this class. We'll leave that to professional Quidditch players, like the Toyohashi Tengu. Not a fan, I take it? Now, let's see how well everyone kept up with their practice over the summer holidays. For those who need a refresher, step up to your broom, say up firmly and clearly, then kick your leg over and rest your weight on the seat. Up! Thank you. Now, your turn.
Up! Up! Up, you stupid ratty school broom!
Up.
One leg over, so there's a leg on each side. None of that side saddle nonsense. A gust of wind will throw you right off. And if you hear my whistle while you're in flight, ground yourself at once. Good. Now, for your first lesson, fly through each ring in the courtyard. Do
Wish I had
take
my own
care.
broom.
The brooms are school property. I
This
want
is
them returned
brilliant.
in one piece.
Okay.
Well done. Now that you're acclimatized to your broom, let's see how well you manage with a more advanced exercise, shall we?
Let's go.
This next set of rings will take you around the grounds for more of a challenge.
Hold RT for boost, huh?
What a view!
Hello. Nice day for a flight.
Ha! Good. I've got this.
Ah, the old boathouse. Wish you could have experienced crossing the lake as a first year. Our aquatic resident likes to make an appearance once in a while.
That wasn't too bad.
Oh, well done! Have a moment? I say, I watched you fly through those rings. You seem to handle yourself on that dusty school broom well enough. I'd imagine you're ready for something a bit more challenging. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We haven't properly met. I'm Everett Clopton. Am I right in suspecting that a Slytherin like you might be interested in making an escape from class?
Can't say no to that. What did you have in mind?
A bit of a detour, so to speak. Follow me.
Detour-ஆ?
The tour is
எங்கப்பா
about to
கூப்பிட்டு போற நீ
begin.
என்ன?
Follow closely now. Right now, we're flying over the Transfiguration Courtyard. Lovely as ever. Let's hope the headmaster isn't having tea by the window today. Nice to get above it all, isn't it? Ahead of the gardens, the Hufflepuff common room windows just peek out. Bit claustrophobic for my taste.
How is Everett flying so quickly?
Here's something handy to know. Lean forward for a burst of speed. Helpful if you need to escape a tricky situation.
Now that's more like it.
You sure you're not part hippogriff? There's the famous bridge. Think of all the magic holding it up. I mean, look at it. And the owlery. That's a bit of solid architecture, isn't it?
Flying tips and a jaunt around Hogwarts. This is quite the tour, Everett.
That's Kagawa's whistle. This concludes our tour. Best hurry back. Looks like we've already dismissed class. Better hurry and hand in our brooms. Dismount here. And where have you two been? Oh, hello, Professor. We were trying to get a bit of extra practice in. Hefty points will be taken from each of you for not following my instructions. Mr. Clopton, I'm disappointed in you. You're in this class because you're still not showing yourself, or frankly, your broom, the proper respect. But, Professor... Enough. Class is finished for the day. As for you, you do well to use better judgment in the future. Chin up. That was some rather good flying.
அப்போ எதுக்கு திட்டின ஸ்டார்டிங்ல?
Sorry about that business with Kagawa, but you have to admit those views were worth it.
It was worth losing a few house points for that detour.
You seem at home on a broom. Bet if you had a fancy model, you could fly laps around Imelda. She's Kagawa's favorite. I could show her a thing or two if I had my own broom. Hate having to return the school broom after class.
Perhaps I have to purchase a broom then?
If you can, you should. Wish I could. I recommend visiting Albie Weeks at Spintwitches in Hogsmeade. He's always looking to test new models. I'll keep an eye out for you in the sky.
Awesome. செம்மையா இருந்துச்சு அந்த broom lessons. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys like it. Hit the like button if you do. I'll see you guys in the next video.